Hello, everyone, people of God. Today is a Sunday, and before I step into church, I just want to talk about something that's been weighing heavy on my spirits. This is still the Ownahome.ng show, and you know that we are concerned about giving you the best property recommendations and insider real estate gist. But today I'm going to be taking a little bit of a different perspective in the type of things that I talk about. And I'm going to be talking about a godly perspective on immigrating in Nigerian words or terms, Japa. And whether you're a believer, this is a believer's perspective, but it's also historical because you know some of the stories, all of the stories actually happened in the Bible. They are actually historical. So in the time of Jeremiah, at a point in time, the Israel had sinned against God, and then God was telling Jeremiah that you are going to go on a siege. The Babylonian king was going to take you people from your land and take you as slaves to another land because you have disobeyed me, blah blah blah. So there were two types of prophets. Some prophets were saying nothing is going to happen. Jeremiah was saying, don't believe these people, they are giving you false hope. Some people would be taken, the king of Judah will be taken, this person will be taken, you people should follow them. I'm going to bless you in that land, God was saying, because God's judgment is graciousness, so go follow them, but people were saying, no, it's a lie, this, that. And it's worthy of note to find out that happened. They went on an exile. The children of Israel went on an exile, and Jeremiah's words came to pass. Babylon came and took them out, but there were still some remnants, some people that still remained in the land. And just before that happened, God told Jeremiah was even in a prison. God told Jeremiah, I know I said I'm going to take these people to the land of the Chaldeans, but go and meet Hanamel, buy land, sign the deed, call witnesses, and these places that you said is desolate, I'm going to make people start buying land here. And you can just see the irony, or would I say the paradox. Like, this place is winding down, things are being destroyed, but you're telling me to buy land. And then God is telling him that, as an example, men will start buying land and people will start investing here. It's always important to listen to God. It's always important to not just do things because of it's popular. And most people fast, and I'm all for the fast, stay away from food, but you also need to fast from people's opinions. You also need to fast from groupthink, because after a while, if you're even in a place like Twitter all the time, even in a place like YouTube all the time, you start realizing that who are influencers? Why do companies pay big bucks for influencers? Because those people influence people. So whether you like it or not, people are influencing the way you think. And I personally feel like it's very, very irresponsible for a believer to just give a blanket statement, everybody leave this country, Japa. That's not a blanket argument like, oh, work hard so that you can succeed. It is not as, oh, leave this country, because you need to know what's God's plan for your life. This is Jeremiah that said, before I formed you in your mother's womb, God said, I knew you and I ordained you for a purpose. God ordained you for a purpose in a country, in a city, in a town, in a particular geographical location. And so that's what you need to find out. So God told Jeremiah, some people would leave, some people would stay back as remnants. And those ones that were going to stay back as remnants, they're going to eat the wine, eat the corn, this down. And Jeremiah, told these people that. So some people still had to leave, some people still had to stay. Find out God's special plan for your life, and don't just jump into the bandwagon of move out, moving. That cannot be everybody's destiny. That cannot be what everybody's supposed to do. And I have skin in the game, and something about Nigerians just feel like once you don't see the thing that is very common, you're broke, you cannot go. I have two of my brothers in the UK. Or you have enough money, things are good for you, things are not touching you. People are just very, 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 two-dimensional in their thinking. They don't actually appreciate nuance. people have to find out God's plan for their life. People have to know yourself and find out, is God asking me to leave? In this short while I've been in this life, I've seen things. I've seen I've seen things. I've seen people move to the wrong city. I've seen people move to the wrong city, come to somewhere like, even somewhere like Lagos. People just think that you cannot succeed if you're not in Lagos. You cannot survive. That Lagos is where, their destiny. And some people, it is. You actually have to move. Like Abraham left Terah to be able to go into the promised land. But is God asking you to go to Lagos? You come to Lagos, you start waking up by 4 a.m. You leave where you're going from 4 a.m. and you go to where you're getting by 9 a.m. every single day. And then, some people, they had to follow that. But is that what God is calling you? Some people think that success is just the sum total of, I have money in my bank account. How about impact? How about God, the people God is telling you to touch their lives? All of these things. And then also in the other way around, people, if you're not in the center of God's will, you can suffer lots of losses. Some people tell you, I wish I'd never gone to that party. I wish I'd never known this person. I wish I never had a relationship with this person. This sort of thing. This kind of thing happens when you don't follow God's will for your life and you don't necessarily go where God wants you to go. Somebody like me, personally, I'm not really interested in the fact, like, when I have the money, I'm going to do dual citizenship for as many countries as I can. I'm going to citizenship by investment, but I don't necessarily feel I have to go and study somewhere and then I have to be there, follow the syllabus, pay you tens of thousands of dollars, and then after I start hustling for permanent residency, I have to stay a particular amount of years. I don't necessarily work with that type of restraint. It's something I've also prayed about. So that's why in this channel, when I talk about what I want to talk about, and people are acting like they want to tell me what to talk about, it's something that pisses me off, because I've been in a kind of corporate setting where the HR almost let me go because I was saying my mind. I was just like, I was standing for what I believed in. It was actually like an argument between so and so. So it's just like entrepreneurship now. Just because you're doing well in entrepreneurship, you cannot just make a blanket argument that, nobody should work. Some people have to work. Some people have to go entrepreneurship route. Some people have to leave this country to actually achieve their God-given goals and ambition. Some people do have to stay, and you need to find out from God. Go and read Jeremiah 32. That's where it all happens. That's where God tells him, buy land, buy property. Men will buy property. And then in 42, when they had gone on exile, people still stayed back. They came and told Jeremiah, ask God, what should we do next? Because now when you've gone on exile, the people that remained necessarily did not, probably they escaped when they were taking them on siege. And the fear was that the king of Babylon can actually come back and take, these are the people that did not go, let me take them back. So they were saying, okay, Jeremiah, we want to go to Egypt temporarily, so that, the king of Babylon will not say, come back, let's come back and take the remnant away. And so ask God, what should we do? Anything that God says we're going to do. Jeremiah said, okay. For 10 days, Jeremiah was seeking the face of God, 10 whole days. And Jeremiah comes out and tells them that, do not go to Egypt. God is going to have mercy on you, and the king of Babylon will have mercy on you, and he will allow you stay in this land. Then some people came and said, Jeremiah is just giving us fables, lies, tales. We are going to Egypt. They packed everybody. They really even including Jeremiah, they rounded up everybody, and everybody went to Egypt. And then God started decreeing the judgment that was going to befall them because they are going to Egypt. So even temporary decisions, immigration, or where you stay, what you do, who you marry, so there are some life-changing decisions. The school you go to, there's some life-changing decisions, and you need to come to a place where you stay in the presence of the Lord long enough to get a word from God and not just move anyhow. So granted, like Joseph and Mary, they had to take a temporary decision. They had to leave at some point in time to be able to come back, but when you're taking a permanent decision, it's something that you need to seek God's face. Don't just buy into the whole hype of, I want to leave this country. People leave and they exceedingly prosper. Things like, happen. But people will leave and then they are trafficked. People will leave and then the kind of amount of debt they stack in the next 10 years, they cannot even finish paying. They can't even come back to Nigeria. They can't see their loved ones. And also, even apart from success in the terms of success, it is not just defined by the amount of money that you have. So people of God, child of God, in a way, I'm magnifying my ministry in that, okay, invest in Nigeria. Recently, when somebody was like, I want to put 130 million naira in an off-plan property, like, okay. But the thing about it is that stuff is happening here in Nigeria. People are moving volumes to Nigeria, and if you just decide, I heard this from Pastor Bolaji, like, you're expecting God to bless you a particular way. You just believe that until you leave, God cannot bless you. God cannot favor you. So the people that God has set in your path to be able to favor you, you cannot even be perceptive enough to know that, this is where God wants me to be. This is what God wants me to do. People are moving volumes in the millions, in the billions. Things are still happening here in Nigeria, and it can still happen for you here if God has called you here. I will always remember my dad always telling me this story about the Abacha era, the June 12, when people were like, people were buying salt, people were going to their village. He laid the first foundation of his first house. And, I feel like the propaganda machine had it so bad during the 2015 election that they believed that, and they said that, Goodluck was spending 2 trillion naira on campaign, that if Goodluck comes back, everything is going to die. Everything is like going to, and I think that some people are just making their plans based on 2023. Some people are not making plans considering after 2023. Everybody's just making plans as if everything ends in 2023. I believe that Nigeria is going to survive this government. Nigeria is going to survive this period. So, a wise man once says, never waste a crisis, take advantage of a crisis. So if God has called you, of course, go. But if you are thinking long term and you can see opportunities beyond what you're seeing now will be the best time to buy assets. Now will be the best time to position yourself for the prosperity that's coming. And that's just what I wanted to say. And like I said, this is a believer's perspective, and tell me what you think in the comments. Kindly like, kindly share, and also if you want to invest in Nigeria and you're blessed by this, pay your tithes. I'm just kidding, but hit me up. And if you want to invest in Lagos, you want to buy property, you want to buy land, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the very next video. Bye bye.